Come on in close, boy. Wind's cutting like a skinning knife tonight, and this coffee's thick enough to patch a boot with. Summer of '94, the year the Katy Railroad ran a pay car special through Indian Territory. Stuffed so full of greenbacks it rattled on the curves. Folks called it the ghost payroll. I just called it trouble on wheels. I was riding fence for the Bar W when the telegram caught me in Doan's Crossing. Old man Whitaker needed a favor. Escort that train from Red River Station clean to Muskogee. Bandits sniffing already, the wire said. Bring your best iron and your worst cuss words. Rounded up the usual sinners. Red Mike, Little Jim, Preacher Tate, and young Dulcie, grown a mustache thin as a lie and twice as proud. We met the train at sunset, shiny black locomotive, puffing like a preacher after beans. Conductor was a nervous Yankee, Pritchard, collar so stiff you could strike matches on it. Safe car right behind the tender, iron sides, combination lock, 2 Pinkertons inside, sweating through their vests. Payroll for every section hand, soldier, government clerk between the Red and the Arkansas, close to 100,000, in crisp 10s and 20s. We climbed the caboose, rifles across our knees. Plan was simple. Ride the rails, eyes peeled. Drop off at every water stop. Scout the cuts. First night passed quiet, just the clickety-clack, and owls asking who we were. Trouble showed up outside Gainesville. Tracks bend through a cedar brake, thick as a banker's wallet. Moon was a thin nickel. Stars hid behind clouds. Train slowed for a grade, and that's when the lantern up front went dark. I smelled the powder before I heard the blast. Dynamite took the rail 10 yards ahead. Sparks flew like the 4th of July. Pritchard slammed the brakes. Wheels screamed bloody murder. We piled out the caboose door, boots skidding on cinders. 6 masked men on horseback rose out of the dark, Winchesters winking fire. Lead sang past my hat brim, close enough to part my hair. Pinkertons, safes this way, one yelled. They knew exactly where to hit. I dropped to one knee, levered the Henry. First shot, took a horse in the shoulder. Rider went heels over sombrero. Red Mike laid down cover with his sharps. Big .50 boom, like God clearing his throat. Little Jim ghosted into the cedars, knife out. Preacher Tate started quoting psalms, loud enough to rattle the windows. Robbers tried to unhitch the safe car. Coupling pin rusted solid. One fool slapped dynamite on the door anyway. Charge went off too soon, blew the lock clean into the next county, and took half the bandit's hand with it. He screamed like a stepped-on cat. That's when Dulcie earned his keep. Kid climbed the tender, shinnied across the coal pile, dropped onto the safe car roof, landed cat quiet, pressed his Colt to the fellow's ear. Drop it or wear it, Dulcie said, calm as Sunday. Hand and dynamite, both hit the ground. Train crew finally got their courage, came out shooting scatter guns. Bandits broke like a dropped plate. We chased them a quarter mile through the brush, collected 3 horses, and 1 prisoner, missing most of his trigger finger. Rest melted into the dark. Dawn found us sitting on the derailed tender, counting bullet holes, bandaging scratches. Safe was open. Bundles of bills scattered like green confetti. Pritchard tried to thank us with a bonus. I told him, buy the crew breakfast instead. We patched the track with ties and sweat, Got the train rolling by noon. Pinkertons rode inside the safe car the rest of the way. Doors open, shotguns across their laps, looking like men who'd seen their own ghosts. Made Muskogee on schedule. Payroll got distributed. Not another shot fired. Sheriff took our prisoner, still whimpering about his hand. I bought the boys steak and eggs at the Harvey house, then caught the southbound freight home. Funny part came a week later. Postmaster handed me a package. No return address. Inside, brand new Colt 45, pearl grips, and a note in pencil. For the cowboy who ruined our retirement. Keepsake. Next time we rob something smaller, stayed on like a church. And 5 cowpunchers learned. The Gainesville trains gang run both ways, forward and into legend. Fire's dying, son. Pass the pot. I'll pour while you close your eyes. Dream of iron horses and straight-shooting cowboys. Just don't dream of dynamite. It'll wake you sure as a spur in the ribs. Thanks for listening to an old man ramble on about the past. Hope you sleep well. Happy trails.